It's snowing. So it's Thanksgiving and it's snowing. Look. I know you can't really tell, but it's snowing out there. It's actually snowing out there. Hello family, welcome back to another video. If you're new, I am Emily, otherwise known as Shamanism. You can call me pretty much anything, just don't call me late for dinner. Welcome to the channel. And if you're an OG, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. Mwah. So today is a simple subject, and the subject is gratitude. Don't know why I sang it like that. So gratitude. Not only was this brought on by the fact that it was recently Thanksgiving, it was also brought on by the frequency of the polarity of the fluctuation. Boy, could I make that more crazy? Just the craziness of things that have been happening in my life lately. Like I spoke about in a recent video, I recently had a day wherein it was both some of the highest highs of my life and some of the lowest lows of my life, and like side by side. And learning to house that polarity, duality inside of myself and be very aware of that was a really strange experience. And in the vein of sort of that thing, just things in my life lately have really been shifting fast in some ways. And it's kind of exciting. And the reason I wanted to talk about gratitude is because if you were to sit me down and say, hey, what's the one big thing that you've changed, outside of, say, something like a daily routine that has made the most impact on you really starting to see results that you want in your life? And without being cheeky or cheesy or cliche, I would genuinely and sincerely tell you that it is the practice of gratitude. And as I said, I know I might sound a bit cliche here now because gratitude is like all over the place and everything. There's a reason for that though. So gratitude, what I want to implore you really to do, honestly, just very much invite you, is to include this practice in your life, which I've included in mine, which is just of being grateful. And honestly, the scale to which you incorporate this is entirely up to you. For example, you can do something as simple as take 5 minutes first thing when you wake up or first thing right before you go to sleep, and in a journal, just write down, say, 3 to 5 things that you're grateful for or that were cool that happened that day that you're grateful for. It can be literally anything that you are grateful for. I don't know why I'm talking like a beep boop robot. I don't know why. At any rate, gratitude goes a long way. If you've ever heard that saying, a little bit goes a long way, it's no joke. And I used to sort of think people were kidding who would talk about how much things can change from the practice of you being appreciative of that which you have in your environment right now. Let's give a really practical example. And I know those of you who have been around lately will probably laugh at this because I've referenced these 3, 4, 5, 6 a million times. Anyway, one of the things I regularly reference is these. And being grateful for something as simple as the tools that you have available to yourself to actually create whatever it is you might be doing, for example, can really positively snowball and spiral into unbelievable results that you're not even thinking about. Like, I don't know, I can't honestly think of a good example in the moment. Just imagine something good and then amplify it. Like, this is going to be a silly example. Let's say you really, really like spaghetti, like it's your favorite food in the world. Let's say that spaghetti is like one of your absolute favorite foods. So what do? You say, hey, spaghetti, or no, you don't have to literally talk to your food god. Sorry, y'all. You say, hey, spaghetti. No, you say, genuinely though, you say with your heart, like say before you eat your plate of spaghetti that you've prepared, that you're like super stoked to eat, you can genuinely thank the spaghetti, and like, if it's your thing, you can say a prayer over the spaghetti and be grateful for that spaghetti. Let's say that spaghetti ends up in your gratitude journal at the end of the night. I know it sounds ridiculous. It's like, if you were to then pay attention for the next, say, let's just say week of your life, or I don't know, a period of time, watch how many times, this might be a crazy example, I don't know if this is realistic or whatever, but I'm making this up on the spot, so bear with me. Over the next week or months, pay attention to how much spaghetti would be coming into your life. I'm not joking around. I can't think of anything relevant to me at this specific moment. However, it is so happening in my life because I've spoken about it in another video, so I won't drone on about it here. However, part of my new morning routine is journaling, and journaling in and of itself is something which, if I haven't made a video about, I really should. It's an immensely helpful practice. I find it very, very, very therapeutic for very many things. And this is one of those awesome things that a journal is for, really capturing your gratitude. And what I found for me that was really helpful per manifestation is that in my journal, I made it a part of my journal became gratitude. In the beginning, it was like bullet points. And as weird as it might sound, it evolved into more of me really kind of scripting in my journal. That being said, though, I don't want to put that limitation there. Don't feel like your journal has to be a place where you only talk positively. Your journal, I believe, should be a place where you speak authentically. What I would say is one of the single most important things about the journal is that it allowed me to start keeping track in a way of my gratitude. And that was the reason that I brought up the journaling in the first place. The journaling itself, I'll save for another video. For the meantime, the reason for me bringing it all up is that one of the single biggest practices that I've engaged in recently that has really helped to build on all the positivity that's transpiring in my life is the act of journaling the gratitude for the things that I have right now, which will probably be something along the lines of the title of this video. Because what for ages and ages I didn't realize about gratitude, despite the fact that I'm a very, very grateful person, and I'm grateful for so much in my life, and I only say it that way because I'm not always 100% conscious of things. I wish I could say I was here, present now, every single second of every single day. That simply isn't true. So what the journal helped me to do was really to build upon those things that I'm grateful for right now. And it sounds really strange to say out loud because it is such a simple, practical step. And that's why I wanted to bring that here today, to say that perhaps the missing key for you, maybe, with your gratitude practice or lack of a gratitude practice is I would suggest having a gratitude practice. That's the first thing. And the second thing I would say is that starts with what you're grateful for right now. And no matter how silly you might feel, for example, being grateful for the food that you have, for the clean water you have to drink, for the bed that you're sleeping in. I mean, really, you can go simple with these things. For the air that you're breathing, for the fact that you woke up, for the fact that you have a pen to write with, and you can go on. And the cool and crazy thing about that is that the more you start to appreciate the things that you have, it really is bananas. Those things really do start to come to you with more quantity. I hesitate to use that word. It's just that when you are grateful for what you already have, and I know we've probably heard it all said that way a bunch of times, it clicked differently for me though, and that's why I'm here sharing this video, when I understood the real value of, shall we say, claiming your gratitude for what you have right now in this moment. And essentially, the one piece of advice I want to leave you with in this video is that the more that you practice actively being grateful for the things you have in this very moment, and yes, it could be as simple, it can be anything simple. You're simply being grateful for what you have in this very moment. And what's interesting is the more that you spend the time acknowledging what you're grateful for, the less, shall we say, difficult it is to find more of those things that you love. You just become a natural attractor for positive things, and it's a really helpful tool. So I wanted to urge you today to develop a gratitude practice, and side by way of, but I will explain this in another video, the value of journaling, and to perhaps start to journal your gratitude. Allow yourself to freely be yourself 150,000% within the pages of your journal. The journal for you should be whatever you choose for it to be, and should be a free expression of yourself in any and all ways that you feel comfortable. It's a journal, for goodness sake. In theory, no one should be ever reading that except you. It is a safe, 100% safe space for you to express. And per my experience, one of the best ways to actually process what it is that you're going through. Not just because you're dumping it onto the page and somewhat looking at it and seeing it, also because if you ever do choose to revisit those things, you can see the progress that you've made along the way. So if you've been with me for this long, thank you so much for spending your valuable, precious time with me. You could have truly been anywhere, and you spent it here improving yourself or checking in with me and being my friend. Either way, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I hope you have a beautiful, blessed rest of your day, and I will see you, beautiful cats, in the next video. Don't forget, if you need support or coaching, you can reach out to me at this email address. It's also down in the description box below, and I will see you, beautiful humans, next time. Namaste, much love, and take care of yourselves. Bye. And I have been known to love the gluten in the past. There's a lot of stuff I need to clean up over there from art. That is the first drone on it. Sorry for the noise, but beautiful. You have not but and set and set.